Hello, Assalamu alaikum. We're going to talk about 5 different pricing strategies today. I'll just wait for a few seconds for people to join in. How's everybody doing? How are things at your end? Can you hear me, see me fine? Can you give me a thumbs up? Let me know where you're joining from, which city, which part of India or outside of India. Today's topic of discussion is pricing strategies. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me in the comment section, or you can use the little question sticker. It will be at the bottom right of your screen. You can use that to ask me questions, or you can just use the comment section. Alright, I can see a couple of thumbs ups. So today I am going to talk about pricing strategies and five different ones. Now remember, there are a lot of pricing strategies out there, but these are the ones that I feel are easier to use or easy to understand, and also commonly used in the market. So the first type of pricing that you can implement is hourly rate. So charging an hourly rate. Charging hourly rate is used generally by service providers, like if you are a freelancer, if you are a freelance SEO specialist, or if you are a freelance graphic designer, if you are an artist, or like somebody who puts in a lot of hours into doing something, can use the hourly rate. Generally speaking, when you're charging hourly as a starter, like as someone who is just starting out, it sort of makes sense. But as time passes by and your experience in a certain thing increases, in your skill increases, your practice in that skill increases. So for example, let's take a graphic designer who uses Adobe Photoshop. So initially, when he or she is just starting out, it might take him, let's say, 3 hours or 4 hours, depending on the brief that he has received from his client, to make a poster. But as his experience increases, as he gets better and better at graphic designing, the same exact job may not take 5 hours anymore. It might take 30 minutes. So when you reach this stage in life, or this stage in business, is when you are like, okay, how it doesn't really make sense, right, to charge hourly, because the reason why something is taking you a shorter amount of time is because you've become experienced in that field, or you've become better at doing something, right? So charging hourly in that sense doesn't, it is not only going to bring you profit, it is not going to bring you any profit, and it also doesn't make sense. So hourly rate, generally speaking, isn't a favorite of mine. It's not something that I have implemented. But if you are a beginner, and if you are a service provider, or you use your skills to earn, then this is something that you can think of. The second strategy is market-based. Market-based pricing basically means you do competitive research, you analyze, you find out what your competitors are charging for the exact same product or service, and do not charge lesser than that. A lot of new or beginner business owners, what they do is, they will find out how much their competitor is charging, and then they will charge less, thinking that since I'm charging less, I'm going to bring in more clients. You might be able to sustain this pricing initially in the early stages of your business, and it might bring you some clients initially, but as business grows, cost increases, overhead increases, you may have to hire employees, and you have to pay yourself as well, right? So what happens is, you undermine yourself, and you sort of kick yourself in your bum, and the low price becomes a hassle for you. And sometimes it can get very difficult for you to increase your price. Again, it depends on industry, niche, and various other factors. but going from a low price to higher price can be a hassle. So if you are doing market research and if you are finding out that most of your competitors are charging an average of XYZ for a product or service of XYZ, then my recommendation is to charge the same or even higher depending on the quality of your product or the experience you have in your service, rather than charging lesser than what others are charging. The third pricing strategy that you can consider is cost-based pricing. Cost-based pricing basically means, let's say you have a product that you ship in from another state or another country. So you are going to calculate how much it is going to be for you to bring in that product, or if you are creating it by hand or if you are manufacturing it locally, how much is it going to take you to make that product, and what are the other overheads that goes into making that product. Same way, let's say you have a service, service-based business, and how much effort, time, and what are the tools that you require. Do you have to commute? So do you have to pay for petrol? Do you have to pay for your food? So all those different cost, overheads, even the little minute things, you have to factor in all of that, and then you add a profit margin to it, and you decide, okay, this is going to be my price for XYZ. So that is cost based. Here, one of the things a lot of times people tend to overlook, or my clients inside my coaching program tends to overlook, is they forget to factor in a lot of overhead, especially if you're working from home or if your business is starting out from home. You will probably forget to factor in the electricity, the internet, and those kind of things that goes into making your product or delivering your service. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is inflation. So what is the price of internet today, for example, might not be the price 12 months later. So if you are charging the exact same price as last year, sometimes even 6 months prior, that is something that you have to sit down and review from time to time, because yesterday's price is not today's price. So yesterday's cost is not today's cost. Your experience yesterday was lower than what your experience is today. So you have to review your price at least annually and make sure that you are revising as per the increases in your overheads. A good ballpark that you can keep here in mind is, are you able to pay yourself a salary? Why are you running the business? You have a business because you want to make an income for yourself, right? You want to have financial freedom. So are you constantly on a hamster wheel of delivering a product or a service and all of that, like doing all the things that a business owner has to do, and you're still not taking home a salary? Then your pricing needs to be reviewed. The best thing is to honestly hire an accountant. Even if you can't keep an accountant full time, then having someone part time to come in once a week or once a month and look at your numbers is like one of the best things that you can do for your business. I understand it can get costly sometimes, especially when you're starting out. However, you have to know your numbers. Numbers do not lie. We as business owners, we can get very emotional about our product or our service. We probably put in a lot of research and a lot of effort to create something. So we tend to get very emotional about these things. But numbers don't lie. If your profit is in the negative, it's in the negative. If it is positive, great. So the best thing you can do is to bring in an accountant and look at your numbers. So yeah, as I was saying, when you are calculating cost, make sure that you are factoring in all the different big things to little things. Another example is sometimes I get inquiries from calligraphy artists who wants to do live sessions. So for those of you who are new here, I used to be a calligraphy artist and I used to do live events. So they asked me, how much did you charge and all of that. So I always tell them, listen, if you are driving down from point A to point B, especially if it is like a long distance event, and you are staying there for the whole day, you can charge for transport, you can charge for food if they are not providing you with any food. either charge additional for it or include it in your quote. So these are some of the costs and overheads that you have to keep in mind. And again, like I was saying earlier, make sure that you are drawing a salary for yourself, at least in the beginning, and later on you are making enough to hire an employee, because you will, as your business grows and as your responsibilities increases, you will have to have an assistant, part-time or full-time, or a freelancer who helps you with different things, so that you can focus on the more important task. So when you are considering cost, make sure that you add your salary to it and even another person's salary, so that you start out with a very healthy price that is bringing in profit. Do you guys have any questions? Do you want me to answer anything? Any questions? You can use the question sticker bubble, question mark bubble, or you can ask me in the comment section. So the three different strategies that I spoke about so far are hourly, charging an hourly rate, market based, where you analyze and find out what others are charging and you charge the same or higher, not lower. Cost based, where you are calculating all the different cost, overheads and expenses that goes into delivering your product or service, and then slapping a profit margin on it. Make sure that you are drawing a salary, or your price will help you draw a salary. The fourth one is value based. So value based is, this can get a little tricky, because value means different things to different people, and in different industries it has different meanings again. But let's say you are a graphic designer, okay, and you are designing a banner that is going to be used on a billboard by a company. The company is your client, and through that billboard the client is going to make, let's say, $1 million. Okay, so if a client is earning a revenue of $1 million through a design that you created on your own, do you think charging only $500 for it is clever, or is it a mistake? So you can look at the value that your client is going to get from your product or service and charge accordingly. Another example is, let's say you are a fitness coach or a fitness instructor or a nutritionist. You are helping someone get healthy, and you're not only helping them get healthy, you're also saving their money in medications, saving their money in doctor's visits. So all those things that comes from, let's say, like the diseases or anything that comes from poor health choices or poor lifestyle choices, you as a nutritionist or you as a fitness coach are able to reduce all of that. Why? Because you are helping your client get healthy. So that is a value that you are offering through your service as well. So you can put a number on it, and of course make sure that the number is actually profitable for you, and charge. Again, you can think about luxury or premium goods. The perceived value of a Louis Vuitton handbag or a Prada handbag is much higher than a regular handbag that you would purchase from a department store. Both serves the same purpose. It helps you carry stuff, or it makes you feel good, or it looks nice if styled well, right? So they serve the same purpose, but the perceived value in both of these products are very different, which is why people are willing to stay on a waiting list and pay whatever the brand is asking for that particular product. So that's the fourth strategy, which is value based. And the fifth strategy is goal based. So goal based pricing strategy is where you set a financial goal. So you say, I want to make $100,000 in 2024, and then you work backwards. So what are you going to do, or how many products or how many services do you have to sell to make $100,000 in income? So you work backwards. So let's say my 12-month mastermind Elevate, okay? Let's say I have set a financial goal of $100,000 through the Elevate Mastermind. So if I'm charging $4,000 for the mastermind, then I need 25 clients. I have to find 25 clients to sign up for the program so that I can make 100,000 in 2024. If I am charging $2,000 instead, then I have to find 50 clients in order to reach my financial goal of $100,000. So you keep or you set a financial goal and then you work backwards. So that is the goal-based pricing strategy. So these are the 5 different ones that I wanted to talk about today: hourly, market-based, cost-based, value-based, and goal-based pricing strategy. Do you guys have any questions? Anything that I can help you with? Do you have any questions regarding pricing? What do you guys do? How much are you making? Like, are you making profits, or are you always struggling? Do you feel like you're on the hamster wheel and not making enough money? Pricing is also a very personal decision if you think about it, in the sense that you as a business owner should also feel confident in the price that you are charging. So you have to work on your mindset as well. A lot of times we tend to be people pleasers when we are starting out. We don't want to lose a customer, or we don't want someone to go away to another competitor or purchase from somebody else. So we quickly agree to whatever the client is asking, or we give into bargaining, we give into others haggling at our prices. And when someone says our prices are expensive or on the higher end, we take it personally. And all of this happens because our mindset is not in the right place. When we are confident in the way we price our product or service, then these kind of things don't bother us. You know, we show up very confidently. We say, this is how much I am charging, this is what I'm expecting, or these are the deliverables, or these are the things included in this particular price or package. Then the other person also starts to see your confidence and sort of takes a back step. Like, I have noticed when I used to be like in the initial stages of my business, when I was running Pretty Paper Studio, it started out as an affordable business, hobby items and all of that, and I quickly realized that I can't sustain those prices. But even at that price, there were people who were constantly complaining that my prices are high, although I was giving it a very heavy discount compared to my competitors. But at that time, it was very difficult for me to listen to such comments and everything. But now, not now, 2-3 years into the business, and when I learned my mistakes and when I understood why I have to be confident in whatever I was charging, things got a lot easier for me. And also, people's complaints didn't bother me, because at the end of the day, I am running a business. I'm not, asking for I'm not asking for free money. I am offering someone something of value in return. A product or a service, doesn't matter. And I started showing up accordingly and telling people that, okay, this is how much I charge, these are the things included, and things just got easier from there. So more than the strategies, first work on your mindset, work on your confidence around money, work on your skills, or improve the quality of your product so that you can charge higher. One of the easiest ways you can charge higher is by increasing the quality of your product or your service. When the perceived quality increases, you can show up and ask for a much higher rate than what you are currently charging or were previously charged. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm going to take your leave. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you soon. Bye.